Hi there, you're watching RTV. I am Isabel Masozera. Now, Rwanda aims at reaching the upper middle income status by 2035 and also the high income status by 2050. But did you know that you could contribute in a very pivotal way to achieve that? Now, to reach these targets, the country has to do a couple of things, and one of them is to increase its domestic long-term savings, and in turn, there are things that, have been a sing-along that the country wants to change, and one of them is the dependency on aid, and that can help in a significant way. But in case you're wondering, how does me saving or the country developing that mindset of saving help achieve these targets? I may not be able to answer that question, but I do have somebody on the set with me that has the right answers. I am joined by Mr. Jonathan Gatera, who is the CEO, Rwanda National Investment Trust Limited. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right, now I have so many questions. Okay.
I'm ready to answer.
But let's start with what the government of Rwanda is trying to do through the Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning, where there's been this trust that has been established with you and the company. Can you help us unpack what this trust fund is and how me saving with it can actually help us achieve what the country is trying to achieve?
Thank you. Thank you for this, for the invitation. You have put it right that the government of Rwanda has got an ambition where we want to be a per income country by 2035. And this is not just something unrealizable, it is realizable. And the one way through which we can do it, you mentioned about saving. When you look at the ratio of savings in any economy, it's very key in as far as the development of the country is concerned. Now, for the case of Rwanda, the domestic saving, when you compare it to the gross domestic product, that's the annual production of Rwanda, it's less than 15%. And for us to reach that level, we need at least to be around 30% of our GDP.
To double it.
To double it. And this requires everyone, or Rwandans, of the government, public and private, to do its role. And for you and me, our role is to save. Because when you save at individual level, the money you save is used for your development purpose. But again, that is when we bring it collectively, it becomes because all the financial institutions, you see the money they lend out is from the savings. If the government wants to borrow for some project, big projects for development purpose, it needs borrowing. So if you cannot borrow domestically, you need to go out. And you know the challenges faced by external borrowing. So it would be better for the country to develop its internal systems and internal capacity to generate funds, long-term funds, which can be invested in bigger projects. For us as a country, you see these projects, they pay taxes, they give employment to Rwandans, and at the end of the day, you find that the country is developing. And so with your little saving, it really makes a lot of sense as far as the development of the country is concerned.
Yes.
So now if we talk of reaching upper level of income, it's not a dream, it is possible. It's possible that you and me can play a role.
Okay.
Now, bringing back now to Rwanda National Investment Trust. This is a scheme which was established by the government of Rwanda. Having looked at all these challenges we face in terms of savings, and having seen that the classical institutions which would be helping people, especially low-income people, to save, you may say that they have not really been all that good in as far as,
yes.
I think you remember we had a challenge some years back where we had a lot of these small saving schemes, small saving schemes. They came up, so many of them immediately after the genocide, and somehow they are mismanaged.
Yes.
And people lost money. People lost confidence.
Yes.
In
Absolutely.
institutions. Now, when you look at the banking structure we have, you cannot say you take 2,000 francs, 5,000 to save with bank, and you expect a significant return.
Yes, the charges.
The charges will
you
eat
have
it
nothing.
up.
Yes.
So that's why the government said, can we have a scheme which is dovetailed with the low-income classes, where with your 2,000 you can save and actually get a significant return on your savings. And whatever you get from the saving is for you, for development purpose, no charges. So the background.
So, okay, let's break down the no charges part, because I know for a lot of people, you're very interested in that. If you've been banking your savings, you know you've put $2,000. By the time you go to look at it, this charge, that charge, you're wondering, what is it that I'm doing? So you're saying this is going to be different because there are no charges, that my government has already taken care of all of that.
Exactly. Exactly. Let me explain.
Sounds too good to be true.
It is true. Actually, many people don't know it, but this is the opportunity to let people understand this. So the government thought of it and said that we need to encourage people to save, from individual, family, collectively. So they set up what we call collective investment scheme, And these are schemes which bring together different people, where you can collectively bring your small amount of money and is invested, and the fund manager or somebody is appointed. In this case, Rwanda National Investment Trust was established to, first of all, establish these schemes. So far, we have established what we call Rwanda National Investment Trust scheme, which is Iterambere Fund.
Yes.
Now, Iterambere Fund was the first CIS, or the collective investment scheme. Now, this fund is meant for every Rwandan, from small to high income people. When
you say every Rwandan, let's break that down a little bit, because it's easy to think every Rwandan, but how little can I start, and can you break down the categories in which I can fall under? Because I did hear groups. Can I invest as an individual? Can we invest as my girlfriend's group? Can we invest my children? I think about my children's future, but how little can I start? You talked of the 2,000. How high and how little can I start?
Exactly. You can start with 2,000 francs.
Just 1,000, 2,000.
Yes.
I hope our viewers are hearing that. So no excuse. 2,000 Rwandan francs.
And this was done specifically looking at low-income people. You know, people who work on these building sites. We call them abayedi. We have people doing this motorbike, people who are doing this casual laborers. So these are people who say, at least you can save it whenever you get it. It can be monthly.
Yes.
There are those who can do it daily. You can do it when you harvest your crops for farmers. And so it is a scheme where you can save when you have the money.
When you can. Can you have a standing order for those,
for those
the Isabels who are having a salary, and RBA can just say, every time they put my money there, my bank knows this amount goes to. Okay. You've really gone through everything. You've thought about everything. Making it easy.
And then you said small and big. You can invest as much as you can.
There's no limit.
No limit.
Fantastic.
And the good thing is that the money you save, in as much as we encourage you to keep it longer, whenever you need it, you get it back.
I can cash out anytime.
Anytime.
What is the process? How many days do I need to wait?
Okay, now we have gone into the operationalization of it. It's fine. When you save, you can save anytime. These days, you can save through your mobile money.
Yes.
You can save through your instructing your employer to deduct small part of your salary. Take it. We have accounts in all banks. Now, you can do it when you harvest. Now, for you to get back the money, we normally get a request from Monday to Thursday. That's in order not to treat just one request at a go. So we give room to people who have saved with us. From Monday, you can just fill in, there is a form you fill. But when the last few years when we had this COVID, we made it simpler. You can even use, since you have your telephone, and mainly these days your phone is registered on your ID.
Okay.
So it is easier to identify you.
Yes.
Yes, using your mobile.
Interesting.
So now, people, when you want the money, you fill the form, or you can even use to fill just you can even write, and then you copy it, and then you send it through WhatsApp.
That is it.
And the only thing we need from you is your ID number.
Yes.
Because it is your identifying number. And then your bank account, where we start send the money. We don't give money in cash.
Good.
So your bank account. And then when you are opening account for you, we get your ID number as your account number with us. Then we need an ID for your next of kin, just in case you're not there.
Good.
For the children who are less than 16 years, they use parents' ID.
Okay.
There is a way we identify first kin, second kin, and the parents become their next of kin.
Yes.
Or the parents sometimes make their children their next of kin. So we need that kind of identification.
Yes, yes, yes.
Now, when you want money, you just fill the form from Monday to Thursday. Then Friday we cross-check to avoid any wrong characters whom I want to. You know, these days people can try to
fraud is a serious threat.
Friday, there is a cross-checking. We deal with your ID, we are connected with NIDA, so we can check your identification.
Yes.
We check your bank account with banks. So we make sure that it is Isabel who is requesting the money, and her account is corresponding with what she has in the bank. And then on Monday, that's when the money reaches your account.
Perfect. Just to take you back a little bit on the issue of categories, it seems very, clear how we can invest for our children, and that's amazing. I'm so glad that that was thought about, because we need to plan for the future of our children and the nation while doing that. But are there benefits in terms of me investing as an individual versus investing as a group? Or I heard that even an institution can actually invest.
You see, the advantage is that the person with 2,000 meeting with somebody with 10 million, when you bring it together, we as fund managers, it becomes much easier for us to negotiate the price when we are going to invest. We usually invest with government bonds.
Yes.
So when you have a big amount of money, you have the possibility of negotiating even the price.
Correct.
Because when you buy bonds, 15-year bond, you have got now 1 billion you offer the central bank. You can negotiate better than somebody who has 50,000.
That's true. That's true.
So you, small, contributing with the bigger institution or somebody who has saved a lot, at least makes even that smaller person to benefit the same return on investment the person of 50 million gets, the same return on investment somebody with 2,000 gets. So that's the beauty of it, where somebody, when we bring collectively, somebody who gets 2,000, we get the same return on investment as the one of the 100 million.
Okay. How is this regulated?
All right. I told you the company is government. We are under the Ministry of Finance. Now, we have got a board of directors, which is appointed by the cabinet. Even the CEO is appointed by the cabinet.
Nice.
We have the central bank, BNL for this case, which is our custodian. And the same time, regulator for the fund management. You know, you don't wake up and you start fund management without meeting the criteria set by the central bank.
Yes.
So it regulates us on the side of fund management, and is our custodian. Custodian means is our treasury, is where we put all our assets. They are the ones who keep it. On the other hand, we have got also Capital Market Authority, which regulates the capital market in Rwanda. So they regulate us from the side that we comply with the laws related with what I mentioned, the CIS, that is the collect investment schemes. So they regulate us on that side. Another thing, we have got what we call Board of Trustees. Board of Trustees is a board of 7 people elected from those savers themselves.
Okay.
We usually have annual meeting, which is done once a year. And during the annual meeting of all savers, that's where we'll give report to all savers. And then they can renew those who will be representing them to check on us, how we do the day-to-day business. All right? Then we have got, of course, Auditor General.
Yes.
Auditor General of Government Finance is the one who also checks on what we do.
Yes, yes.
So there are a lot of government has got a lot of interest.
There's a lot of
Ministry
accountability
Finance
there.
Yeah, Central Bank, Capital Market Authority, Board of Trustees, Auditor General, all this, they check on us how we do the business. For the people, by the way, you know, the government is very interested to see, especially those people we call small earners,
yes, yes,
that whatever they save, save it, they get a very competitive return, and then they are motivated to save more.
Yes.
And it will help us to reach the other class we are talking of, the 2035.
Yeah, it sounds so good to be true. It makes me wonder how many people have actually taken this to heart. Yes. You talk of people with the small money. How many people do we have? Actually, and where's the big interest at the moment?
Thanks for that question. Actually, the scheme started in 2016. That's when it was launched by the Right Honorable Prime Minister of the time. And then in 2017, that's when it took off. It started with people not really understanding. It started, by the end of 2017, we had only 1,000 people who had invested in it. It kept on growing. Today, we are talking of individual savers above 9,000, 9,600. Then you have got people who save through small groups. We call in Rwanda Bimina.
Yes.
Those are the majority actually.
Wow.
Because we have got around
impressive.
27,000 people within different groups of savers.
Wow.
We have people working together like you. In Arabia, you may have your own way of saving. Apart from the normal saving you do through Rwanda Social Security Board, you have your own small fund. We have got people who, like farmers, people who grow Irish potatoes somewhere,
yes,
and then they contribute some money. So these ones can contribute at the harvest. They can contribute once in 3 months or once in a year. That doesn't matter. So we have got different classes. As we speak now, we have got individual accounts, which is now 9,000 plus the 27, it's around 36,000 people. And the fund has grown up to 23 billion. Currently, we talk of 23.4 billion. And out of this, and the good thing, during the COVID 2020, 2021, we saw a number of people coming to request for money, to request back the money, especially during the time when people were
not doing so well.
Not doing, and some were doing their businesses going bad. So we have seen many people coming. As we speak, since 2017 up to now, over 5,000 people have come to pick the part of it. Some actually come, they take part of it, they bring it the next day. There are some people who, after the COVID was somehow, the restrictions were relieved, people wanting back to go to their businesses, they can withdraw money, they buy some things from China, from somewhere, and then after trading, they bring back the money. You see, they're using it like, you know,
it's better than going to the bank to get a loan.
Yeah, when we talk of the withdrawal, actually, they have taken out around 3 billion.
Wow.
For a majority of it within 2 years, 2020, 2021.
Yes.
That's where we have seen more than 2 billion being withdrawn to be made people just to survive and to make sure that they can still run their businesses.
So what I'm hearing is instead of my country going to borrow elsewhere, it can actually borrow from me.
And actually, that's the best way to do it.
Yes.
Because you see, when you do the domestic borrowing, there are 2 things. First of all, the money you borrow it from your own population. First of all, there is that dignity.
Yes.
Apart from that, the money you borrow is invested within the economy. Back in the economy, and people get employment. And the repayment is not all that so restrictive like when you borrow externally.
Exactly, yes.
So the payback is less, for the economy. It's not all that big burden for the economy. So there is that when you do the domestic, when you have a lot of savings within long-term savings, actually you see there's some big projects we have in this country which usually require a lot of funds from external. And this borrowing we do is paid by you, by your taxes, long-term borrowing.
So when the country borrows externally, I still pay the price.
Yes,
so
but when you borrow from inside, you get the return.
Yes.
And then the fund, it just circulates within the economy.
Good stuff.
And there is a lot of secondary benefits to us. And with the payment, without this, when you borrow externally, you pay in hard currency.
Yes.
And you know how the hard currency does not, it is always fluctuates. But when you borrow in Rwanda francs, you pay back in Rwanda francs, it makes much easier.
Well, we need everybody on board. So if you want to find more information, how can people do that? Because we need to get everybody on board for this.
Thank you. We work from here in town. There is the headquarters of Cogebank, that's where we rent.
Yes. On
6th floor, that's where we work from. But now we are even trying to digitize all our operations. You can go through our website, but also we...
And what is that? Can you tell us the website?
www.rnit.
Yes.
.rw. It's very easy.
Perfect.
Very easy.
Perfect. And so, is there a number people can call?
Yes, we do. On the website, there are a lot of numbers, but even on not only the telephone, but also we are trying to, by the way, to do a lot of outreach. Given that we are now seeing that we can even have different meetings outside, where it used not to be possible.
Yes.
Whoever wants to reach us, please, you can check on our website. The phone is there. Call on us. We shall be ready to come to you. Because as maybe I did not mention that we are supported by the government.
Yes.
All the operating costs is borne by the government.
Yes.
So now we can reach
everyone.
Yes, we are here to serve.
Yes. Speaking of serving, because I know our time is fast spent, what are some of the challenges you've encountered? Because when it comes to the saving mindset, to be honest, not just as Rwandans, but as Africans, and also globally, the saving mindset, that is not something that is second nature to us. It doesn't come that natural. So what are some of the challenges that you're encountering so far?
First is, I somehow mentioned of it, when you talk of the saving, people tend to think, oh, is it again like what we used to see in those circles?
Yes.
We said, no, we are now a government institution. And another challenge said, do you give a loan? We say,
I saw that one coming, because when you think, the temptation to borrow is very high.
We only help you to save.
Yes.
We facilitate when you want a loan from the banking institution. We give a certificate of how much you owe. You have saved. Yes. And that can become a guarantee for you to get the money from bank.
Yeah.
So we don't interfere with banking institutions. Because sometimes they might think that we are competitors.
Yes.
You know, when we take their savings.
In a way you
in
are.
A way. But we are complementary.
Yes.
Because after
the better option.
Yes. At the end of the day, the money we collect, we don't keep it with us. We invest it.
Yes.
If we don't invest with the government securities, we put in term deposits with banks. And the good thing is that when you go with that muscle, even a bank can give you a better return.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Other than when you take your 2,000.
That's true.
So,
our time is spent, but before I let you go, do you have any message for Rwandans who are listening to us? If you can look into that camera right there, and let's just send this inspiring message to get them on board.
I think this is an opportunity we need to take up seriously. The government has done whatever it can. I mentioned they take care of all the operating costs. The only thing you need to do is just to save from 2,000 francs. And then whatever get the return on investment is for you and your children. You don't, it is free entry, free exit. So an opportunity, and by the way, for the last 3 years, return on investment has always been above 11% net.
Yes.
Can you imagine 11% net of all charges? It's not be unbelievable. You can't get it anywhere.
Absolutely.
So please, everyone, please come join us and you save for yourself, but also for the future of the country.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us, to expound on this incredible fund that is Iterambere. We need to prosper individually, but our country can prosper even better if we do it collectively. So thank you for the good work.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
All right. Well, thank you so much for keeping it RTV. That's our time with you. But before I go, just a reminder, Rwandans were able to raise 23.4 billion. You can be part of that incredible group of people that are trying to make sure that our country can reach its goals when it comes to reaching the upper middle income status, but also the high income status by 2050. All right. Thanks for the time, and keep it RTV.